Thank you so much for that excellent run. Personally, I played that game, but I never finished it, so I finally get to see the ending. Excellent. So, just letting you know, Shovel Knight is coming up next. I believe it's going to be a race between Smaugy and Munchakoopas, so you want to stay tuned for that. We did have some donation incentives, which if they're not closed already, they will be closing very soon. But it's for choosing the file name, choosing the armor color, and also choosing the knight's fates. So if you wanted to get a donation in for that, there might still be time, but it's going to be closing almost immediately. And then, let me see what other donation incentives are coming up soon. All right, well, there's always the Pokemon Emerald, which is coming up. There's always Save Kill the Animals. So you're going to donate. You might as well put your money towards one of the amazing donation incentives. So it's worth going on the website and taking a look for sure. So while we're getting set up for the next run, I've got a ton of Psychonauts related donations that came in. So we're going to read a few of those. We got $20 from Anonymous. Psychonauts is one of the most creative and hilarious games I've ever played. Thank you for breaking it for me. And come on, guys, save the animals. We've got $10 from Snacks. Love Psychonauts. And also, sorry, Damali, but go Giants. Shout out to my friend Sean in the crowd. We've got $10 from Save Me Bites Does Dusto. Well, I literally just learned from a phone call that my grandma has a possible cancerous tumor, so it seems like as good a reason as any to donate again. Also, murder those animals. We got $50 from Anonymous that just says, cancer is bad, so here's some money. Thank you. We got $5 from Who's Your Daddy. Glad to see Games Done Quick back again. You guys were a lifesaver for my wife and I when we were getting up at all hours of the night to take care of our newborn. Can't express how much we appreciated it. Keep it up. Well, thank you. We've got $10 from Blah Moo Moo that just says Milkman, etc. We got $20 from Knobber. Hey guys, been watching you guys for years now, and I love the speedruns. I donate now because my friend recently just got cancer, and he's currently struggling. Please pray for Tyler. Perhaps the milkman's milk can make him better. Has magical powers. We got $20 from Egg Bagel in memory of my uncle who died of leukemia. Thank you, Damali, for running this game, even if the run involves skipping most of the milkman. I absolutely love it. We got $20 from Average Goatee. I've always wanted to try this game, but never had a chance. Good job on the run so far. Kill the animals, save the frames. You definitely should, Average Goatee. We got $15 from Ace240. After seeing the Milkman cutscene, I had to donate. Much thanks to everyone for the work you're putting in for such a great cause. We've got $10 from Tyler106. Shout out to my roommate Logan, who has been excited for the Psychonauts run. Thanks for doing the dishes. Kill cancer, save the animals. We've got $100 from Dr. Dirtnap. I love animals, especially with a nice sauce. I got a Dirtnap coming for you. We got $15 from Anonymous. Hello, GDQ. Long-time watcher, first-time donator, blah, blah, blah. Awesome to finally see Psychonauts at a GDQ. Enjoy the whole week, everyone, and death to the animals. Got $5 from Muruku. Psychonauts was a game I was always super stoked to play, and now I get to watch it in a whole new light. Thank you, AGDQ, for existing, and thank you, Chris and Brian, for telling me about it. No mercy for the animals. We got $5 from Rebecca155. Psychonauts is one of my favorite games, and Damali is crushing it. Hashtag let Flavio take along. We got $20 from Jacobus Spades. But doctor, how will this donation go to fighting cancer? How should I know? I'm a dentist. We got $10 from Rolling Rabbit that just says, well done, Rasputin. We've got $10 from Poggington Jones. I am a GDQ donor. I like to watch video games played fast. Look at that runner skips. They are large. Though I'm using money to advocate the death of animals, it is socially acceptable within context because valuable frames will be saved. You're 100% right, Poggington. We've got $20 from Trusty Sidekick. Keep up the great work with the event. 5 years watching, 5 years donating. Save the frames, kill the animals. We've got $20 from Anonymous that says, "Let's go Raiders!" We got $10 from David West 35. First time I've been able to catch a Games Done Quick event live, so I can finally donate. First of, I hope, many donations for one of my favorite games and for all the great runs I've seen from the previous years. We've got $500 from A. Bryce. First time making it out to the stream. I've just been watching you guys' YouTube videos for a long time. You guys have a good thing going here, and I want to help you guys make a difference. Thank you so much, A. Bryce. We've got $10 from ONC. Hey, AGDQ, been watching for years but never donated before. Here's some more great runs. We've got $25 from Randa225. Weekend started with some great Dota and ends with the start of the best marathon of the year. Good luck to all the runners. Got $5 from Carl J that just says, keep up the good work. Got $75 from Coley MD. So glad it is time for another GDQ. Best of luck to all the runners. Just have to say, forget the animals, save the bone saw. Got $60 from Week Old Cake. Love GDQ. Here's to killing everything that moves. Got $100 from Famous Cross. 4th year watching, 3rd year donating. Hope to see a lot of these runners at SGDQ this year. Will be my first time attending. P.S. Kill the animals. Got $10 from RPD234. Greetings from Denmark. This event is pretty great so far, but there's a part of me that doubts you'll be able to top Pepsi Man from the last GDQ though. Keep going and do the thing. Well, you're just going to have to watch and find out. Just a reminder that you are watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. The proceed for this event goes to the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is one of the nation's leading voluntary health organizations and the only U.S. nonprofit focused solely on cancer prevention and early detection. Founded in 1985, it has catapulted cancer prevention to prominence and fulfills its mission through research, education, outreach, and advocacy across the country. For more information, please visit www.preventcancer.org. We got $25 from RDJ. Can't wait for that Shovel Knight run. My dude Sean, who's in the crowd, loves that game, and I can't wait to see his mind blown on all the sick tricks. We've got $10 from Engage. What's up, Spade Brigade? It's your boy Engage. Don't let Smaugy's suave look fool you. He's actually a product of Skynet and plans to destroy the world. Here's to the continued battle against cancer and to the murder of innocent alien animals. We've got $50 from Mario Addict. Shovel Knight hype. Hype. We've got $10 from Sven54. Shout out to my friend Luke. He lost his mother to cancer years ago, and he's been my best friend for all these years. Cheers, Luke. Let's save the Order of No Quarter. No one deserves to be left hanging. Excellently said, Sven. Got $10 from Anonymous. Hey, AGDQ, donating some money to help the cause. My dad and a really important friend of the family both died of cancer, so I can relate to many people here. Good luck to every speedrunner. You guys are awesome. No, you're awesome, Anonymous. We got $20 anonymous donation. Hey GDQ, I hope you guys are killing those frames and saving the animals. The chat is consisting of nothing but robots typing in random words. That's the way the chat usually is. Anyway, do your best, runners. We've got $20 from Professor Ponage. This is my 5th GDQ that I've watched, and when I saw Brown Man file name incentive for Shovel Knight, I just had to donate. Keep up the good work. We've got a $10 donation from Anonymous. It just says, shout out to my buddy Rex. We've got $50 from JDude700. Enjoy this every year. Keep doing the fantastic work. I'm donating to try and get the Brown Man file code back up over the top, over Bonesaw. Let's do this. Currently, Brown Man's in the lead. Got $5 from DJ Moore, please. Let's fight cancer. Let's find a cure. Good luck, my friends. Got $50 from Eat the Pen. Donation in honor of my friend Myth, who has been fighting cancer of the spine for the last half year. Given how much use she makes of puppy face selfie stickers, I'm sure she'd want to save the animals. I agree. Got $10 from Missa. Had to donate during my favorite game ever in honor of my beloved dog Fiona, who's battling canine lymphoma. Because of her, save the animals. Well, Fiona's such a great dog name. Got $5 from CX to a great cause. Want to give a shout out to my beautiful girlfriend Enza Danino. Got $20 from Snacks. My friend Bro Team will be in attendance shortly. Please give him a nice warm welcome. Also, let's go guys. Beat cancer and kill animals. Got $5 from the comedian. Hey guys, loving the stream. Last time I saw it, I was just done kicking cancer's butt myself, for the second time actually. So the whole Games Done Quick event holds a really special place in my heart. To everyone at GDQ and the Prevent Cancer Foundation, keep up the amazing work. Much love from Portugal. We have a $10 donation from Arthur Dane. This is my 3rd AGDQ I've watched, and I've been waiting all day to clock off work so I can watch you amazing people destroy some of my favorite games. Good luck, runners, and Mudkip needs to be named obsolete. I just want to talk about some of the prizes that are that you can win if you donate. Coming up for Shovel Knight, we have some Shovel Knight specific prizes. We've got a Shovel Knight keychain and bottle opener, some plushies, a Shovel Knight poster, and a Shovel and Shield Knight Perler. So if you do at least a $15 donation, you can actually be in for all of those. If you want to see pictures of those, you can actually see them on the website. Games Done Quick. So make sure to check those out. I believe they showed the plushies on stream a little bit earlier, and they were so adorable. So you definitely want to get your donation in if you're interested in those. We got $30 from Red Panda. Hey Smaugy, aka Smaugy. Beat him with a shovel. I'm cheering for you. High five from the best mod of all times, Red Panda. We got $10 from Krauser05. You're going to dig a couple of holes of sundown? You could say you're going to have a shovel night. Nice. We got $20 from Bane122. This is one of my favorite weeks of all year. Kudos to everyone that helps run it. Thank you, Bane. We've got a $5 anonymous donation that said, Dad just survived cancer as of yesterday, cancer-free. Woohoo! Shout out to my friend Harry Wenner in the back row. We got $10 from Anonymous. Let's go, Munch and Smaugy. Watch out for those spikes. We got $10 from Benjo. So this is that time of year again when I donate money to fighting cancer and donate one full monitor space to the awesome runs. Fight cancer, save lives, not the animals though. We got a $10 anonymous donation. Second year donating to a great cause. One of my oldest friends passed away this morning from brain cancer. This is for her memory and hoping that someday we can live in a world without the devastation caused by cancer. Thank you, GDQ, for raising money and awareness. We've got $40 from 8-Bit Cupcake. Oh, I love that name. Longtime GDQ watcher, first-time donor. I love what you guys do. Can't wait to see the Shovel Knight run, and I'm looking forward to losing lots of sleep this week. Also, kill those animals. All right, we're still getting set up here. Again, coming up next is the Shovel Knight race between Smaugy and Munchakoopas. We've got a $50 donation from Insert Name Here. And the comment is, insert comment here. Got a $5 anonymous donation. If I had known this was taking place so close to me, I would have registered to come see it live. But it's too late now, feels bad, man. But good luck to all the runners. I'll hope to see you next year. We've got $15 from Captain Falconator. Is it my favorite time of the year already? Love seeing everyone's awesome runs on AGDQ. Keep up the great work, everybody, and happy running. We've got $15 from Seasons Guide. I have a friend who beat cancer thanks to early detection, so I'm happy to donate. Thanks for this great event. Thank you, Seasons Guide. We've got $75 from Gubano. Hey everyone, been watching the GDQ streams for a few years now, and it's great to be able to watch and donate again. It also helps that I love Shovel Knight, a great retro-inspired game in the recent times. Good luck on the run. P.S. Kill the animals. We got $15 from V Oceanic. Shout out to my boyfriend. Sorry we can't watch this one together. I love you, beep boop. We got $20 from Inferno Blitz. Put this towards shunning the final boss in Undertale. True pacifists aren't swayed by their emotions. Isn't that right, Jamie? We've got a $5 anonymous donation that just says, bees? We've got $25 from MPG. Love you, love your show, long-time listener, first-time caller. Good luck to everyone. Very excited for Shovel Knight, who is noble and would save the animals. I totally agree, MPG. We've got a $5 anonymous donation. This donation is from my good friend, Kent Sparks, who recently discovered that he has cancer. Great job to all the speedrunners for all their hard work, and shout out to my friend, Kevin Hicks. $75 from Fatty Streaks. So excited for all the runs this week and for the good work that PCF will be able to do with the donations. Best of luck to all the runners, and thank you to everyone who helps coordinate this event. And I think we are about ready to go. Are you guys excited for Shovel Knight? I know I am. So do you guys want to count it down yourselves, or do you want me to give a countdown?
We'll do it.
All right.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay. So we're live now? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. This is Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. I'm Munchakoopas, Smaugy.
And I am Smaugy.
And joining us on commentary is the ever-handsome Jay Hobbs.
How's it going?
Oh,
Can you hold it on?
sorry,
Sorry,
Lang.
your mic is super far away. Just trying to fix it.
Technical problems. So we're good to go, right? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we're going to be jumping right into the Plains of Justice here. And this is kind of a pretty simple level to start off with. The main thing that the runners here are going to be trying to do is collect as much gold as they can without slowing down at all. So that's why you're seeing them go ahead and hit these piles only once and break these blocks and try to grab gold out of them on their way. Looks like Smaugy is getting a slight lead here, and we'll be continuing onwards. Brief history of Shovel Knight at GDQ. Shovel Knight has been at several GDQs in the past. Muncha, I know you've done several runs of it. How do you feel about doing another Shovel Knight run at GDQ?
I am super happy to be here. This event is incredibly important to me as a person, and I'm happy to be representing this game.
Yeah, fantastic. They both got through the leap of faith earlier, which is kind of the really only scary part of dying in this section of the run. You'll see that a lot of the times right before they hit the ground, they're going to go ahead and slash the shovel, which once you land, it actually cancels the slash animation, so it lets you go ahead and recover a lot quicker and be able to keep moving. So especially on bosses later on, you'll be seeing them do their slashes very low to the ground or as soon as they jump. Smaugy and Munch are both opting not to jump for that bubble. It's consistent, but it's scary as heck every time. Going to be moving on here now. They're looking to pick up, as I said, as much gold as possible, but we do have a few checkpoints later on in the run at some points where we can see and make sure that they have enough gold. There are some backup strats if they didn't manage to get enough gold. Every dirt pile has the potential to drop between 1 and 11 gold. This is the new kind of big strat in the run now. They're going to be doing a screen wrap here. They're actually taking this damage and baiting these bubbles out intentionally in order to go ahead and bounce on 2 bubbles here. Smaugy's the first one to do it, and he gets it perfectly. Munch is going to have to go ahead and try it again. But basically, he hit a screen transition and a loading zone at the top of the screen at the same time, which caused a screen wrap that saved him about 4 seconds. Smaugy on the left side of the screen. Muncha, now deciding to go with backup strats, go around, and Smaugy's coming in on Black Knight, which has a nice little stun lock here by doing those slashes really low to the ground. Very nice job by Smaugy there. We will be seeing Black Knight again later in the run. Munch's turn to take his crack at it. Again, he's going to be doing short hops, so he's basically just going to be jumping as low to the ground as possible, and then just getting a nice rhythm of these slashes low to the ground. An excellent job from him as well. All right, Smaugy is going on into the town and immediately leaves because you actually only want to come there once later. We don't need to do anything now because there's not enough gold. We're going to be buying the Chaos Orb there later, then we'll talk about that more as it gets there. For now, Pridemore Keep. This is King Knight's stage. I think, honestly, one of the great things about Shovel Knight is its music, and I think Pridemore Keep has one of the best, actually, tracks in the game. Smaugy getting a nice little jump. You can get an extended jump during a screen transition if you swing the shovel at the right moment. The main thing about some of these early levels really is going to be ladders. Whenever you get near the tops of ladders, you want to try to jump, because in this game, jumping will actually get you to your maximum speed instantly. So rather than just walking, you want to be able to jump at the beginning of a screen whenever possible. Muncha is now trying to catch up as much as he can. Not going to be too many opportunities for that in the first couple of stages, but we'll definitely see some opportunities later on. Unfortunately, ladders, like in almost every game, are still slow. Smaugy's making his way over to the boss zone. Now, there's actually gold hidden behind every one of these banners, so whenever they can do it without losing time, you'll see them jump behind the banners. You also want to take damage boosts in this game by turning the opposite direction that you want to be boosted. So Smaugy turned to the left there before taking damage to go ahead and pass through the little mini-boss. We'll be seeing Muncha do that again very soon. Smaugy doing a good job of avoiding damage there. It's actually very difficult to avoid that. Grabbing a little more gold at the top of the screen there and dropping his way down. Looking on the right side, we'll see Muncha go ahead and do the damage boost. You can't there are two ways that you can kind of avoid damage and pass through an enemy. One is to first take damage, which means that you are now have a set of invincibility frames so that you can move through an enemy. And the other is to damage the enemy, because while you're damaging an enemy, the enemy cannot damage you. So that's actually kind of what Smaugy's doing here. He's both hitting the mini-boss there so he can't be hit by the mini-boss, and then pogoing on top of it. Now coming up to the King Knight stage, this is actually, or the King Knight fight, this is the same strat as low percent, and it's absolutely crazy. Smaugy, I think, getting a little unlucky there, but he's still managing to make it work, and he should be getting the kill right there. Absolutely fantastic.
A little sketchy, but it worked out.
Yeah, normally you can do that fight without taking any damage, which is really nice for low percent, but Smaugy actually was able to recover really well. We're going to see Muncha, who is kind of really known for his low percent runs, go ahead and try to attempt the same boss. Yeah! Done perfectly. Very nice.
Easy every time.
Easy every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, Smaugy is going to be making his way into town. What are we going to be doing in town, Smaugy?
We are going to buy the Chaos Spheres. It's an item that we can throw, and it bounces a lot, and it can deal multiple damage to multiple creatures in the levels.
Yeah.
It is a very, very good item.
Yeah, the Chaos Orb is just fantastic.
It looks like when you use the item that you just kind of throw them and stuff happens. But every single orb throw that we use is intentional.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, if you play this game casually and you get a lot of the different relics, you kind of just spam them. Other than the Propeller Dagger, you kind of tend to use intentionally, but there are a lot of times where you just spam relics. But these guys are going to be doing everyone as individually as they possibly can. Smaugy getting hit by Jeremiah, who is a bullfrog over there.
He gave me a very bad hop, but I managed to save it by damage boosting instead.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Now, he's actually going to be killing this skeleton there just for a little bit of extra gold. Like I said, until about halfway through this run or so, these runners have to be paying very close attention to their gold. Most of the frogs, if the frogs are sleeping and they don't leap at you, then they're actually totally fine. But the frogs that leap are pretty random. They can pick a random direction to leap in and a random height at which to leap. So they are your major points of RNG in this stage. Now we get to the kind of token mechanic for this stage, which is that several of these platforms require two bodies, or really two heads, if we're going to put it that way, to move down. They need two bodies on them. And it's really he has to be really careful to be able to move through that frog without hitting the ceiling of spikes and instantly dying. Because in this game, spikes are a one-shot. Muncha making his way through. Smaugy did have a little bit of trouble so far. Some unlucky RNG with the frogs. I think Muncha's been doing pretty well. We'll see if he can move through this same screen and doesn't get hit by the skeleton there. So very nice. Smaugy
Okay.
opting to pick up the health there. That's actually just a little bit of a safety strat. Picking up that checkpoint for some gold. You can break checkpoints in this game in order to get a significant amount of gold. However, once you break a checkpoint, you cannot respawn at that checkpoint when you die. So it's a risk-reward strategy. They're only going to be using a few times, but the main goal for both these runners is, of course, not to die. So getting a little unlucky on the frogs is Smaugy on the left, but he actually has to wait on a cycle here anyways, so he has time to get hit by that frog and still pick up that dirt pile worth of gold. Actually, kind of barely making that cycle there. Munch is now moving his way over into the same area. And, getting a little unlucky with the skeleton there, but going and actually missing the checkpoint. It's not going to mean too much. It's just a little bit of safety. But hopefully he doesn't die. We got Smaugy on the left coming up to Spectre Knight, which is going to be the next DLC for this game, the next playable character. He's going to be doing as much damage as he can here, doing a jump slash and a slash on the ground every time that he can to Spectre Knight. Spectre Knight teleported to a random location right there and unfortunately gave him a little bit of bad luck, but he used the Chaos Orbs to make up for it, and a very nice job. But we're not out of the woods yet, because as soon as one finishes, the other one starts. So Munch is going to be showing us the same thing. We're going to see if he can get a little bit better RNG. This first teleport is actually completely consistent, so he does know he's going to be able to get that damage. But it's this next one starting right now that is inconsistent, and they got the same luck. Munch also going for the Chaos Orbs that he actually told me earlier he wasn't too comfortable with, so a very nice adaptation. And I think Muncha might have caught up a little bit of time in the Lich Field there, so that was a very good stage for Muncha. And Smaugy, like both runners, doing very well right now. Come up to the first dream sequence here. Muncha, you want to tell me a little bit about dream sequences?
Sure. Every 3 levels, one of these will happen. And the normal idea is that you are supposed to kill the enemies and get a ton of gold and then catch Shield Knight. Instead, it's faster to die. However, in this first one, we're actually going to try and collect a little bit of gold, and then die as fast as possible, just because it ends the whole thing a little bit sooner.
Yep, so we're actually going to be dying to all 3 of the dream sequences that will happen in this run. Now, on the left side of the screen, you saw something just spawn on the world map for Smaugy, something called Duck Knight. There are a few random mini-bosses in this game that spawn on the world map. However, the developers were very kind in changing it so that way these mini-bosses are very unlikely to interrupt our runners here. The way it works is basically as long as you're going fast enough, they're probably not going to get in your way. There is one who has the chance to hurt us later, so we'll see how that works out for both of our runners. Now entering into Mole Knight stage. And this is probably one of the coolest parts of the run, in my opinion. This is the first beetle skip that Smaugy is going for. He went ahead and got this energy falcon-looking thing prepped so that it would bounce all the way over here so he could skip the little auto-scroller. Very nicely done. Perfect job. Damaging that enemy just so he can move through him. We've got Muncha getting ready to line up his own beetle skip here. We'll see how he does. Has to wait for the beetle to come over here, and he wants this falcon to be in the correct position so that way it will actually make it all the way over to the right and he doesn't have to wait on the beetle. The falcon is a little faster than Shovel Knight, so you have to be very quick here, and very nicely done as well. Smaugy actually needed to pick up a little extra gold there. It only cost him about 1 or 2 seconds, but he has a specific value in mind of 3,750 gold, and if he's under that, he goes and picks up a little bit of extra gold. So he went ahead and did that. We're going to be picking up the Dust Knuckles now. Dust Knuckles are a very, very valuable tool in this run. They actually let you punch through enemies and also punch through blocks, anything that's destructible. And not only that, but they will pull Shovel Knight forward a little bit. So even when you're on kind of just flat ground, using the Dust Knuckles is generally faster than running. However, they use magic, or mana, I'm not sure what term they use in the game, but that is kind of where the runners have to be careful. Nice little Dust Knuckle punch there, and there gives him through that screen with ease. Got Muncha now coming into the bouncing section as well after picking up his own set of Knuckles. And Dust Knuckles, as you can see right there, lets you get through enemies very quickly, very large enemies that can otherwise be very problematic.
Can I sneak in a quick donation?
Absolutely.
I've got $1,000 from Admiral Bork.
Nice.
She says, I love the GDQ events, my favorite gaming events of the year. Here's to an awesome event and kicking cancer's butt. Winner of the Shovel Knight race chooses where this donation goes.
Ooh. Stakes are high. All right, Smaugy got the second beetle skip very well, and now he's into the Mole Knight stage, or the Mole Knight fight. He's actually going to be getting 2 hits on top of what he's getting with the Chaos Orbs every time Mole Knight is moving across, and perfectly executed quick kill. Now Muncha on the right side is going to be moving this Falcon into position to be able to dash over the gap and make his way with the Dust Knuckles across and gets the Beetle 2 skip as well. Very nice. Opting to pick up a little bit of extra gold from that checkpoint there. He must have been a little bit behind. And now again, he's getting 2 hits every time Mole Knight comes through here, on top of what he's throwing with the Chaos Orbs. Not quite able to get the quick kill just as quickly, but very nicely done anyways. No, didn't even need to go to another phase. Meanwhile, this run's just full of action. We've got Smaugy moving into Explodatorium. The Explodatorium is Plague Knight's stage, and it was described to me by both runners as the worst stage in the game in terms of difficulty. So this is going to be an exciting one. If there's going to be a death, this might be the place. If not, maybe just a good chunk of time for somebody to catch up or fall behind. Chaos Orb being used here in order to detonate these green rats that are explosive. A lot of little optimizations. These purple cauldrons here are actually based on a global cycle. So anytime there's a purple cauldron in the stage, by the way, that's a consistent jump, as scary as it looks. Anytime there's any of these purple cauldrons, they're actually global cycles. So if the runners have any difficulty until or before they get to that point, then their cycles are going to be off and they're going to have to adapt. Looks like Smaugy's having a pretty good time of it so far. Decided to hold back just a moment there for that bird. And now some nice hold right strats, always fun in platformers. Munch is making his way through the cauldrons as well. Smaugy's on to a little mini-boss here. That's kind of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in Shovel Knight. Using the Chaos Orbs and the Dust Knuckles to get across, and then very quick kill there, leaving the screen immediately. These flamethrowers, for lack of a better term, are also based on a global cycle. However, there are a couple sets of them that are on different cycles. So the runners have to be very careful and pay very close attention. He's now going to bait this Chomper over so that he can use a ladder skip. Very nicely done. That ladder skip is damn near impossible, I will say. He's also going to be trying to bait this little slime version of Shovel Knight to get that skip. Absolutely done. Well done. Sorry. Tripping over my words here with all the action that's going on. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Munch's screen as he's moving over to the ladder skip himself. These Chompers, they're the worst, man. They're just the absolute worst enemy in this game, if you ask me. But very nicely done. As Muncha makes his way to go do what he likes to call the Ice Climber skip that Smaugy just got. We got Smaugy moving into the Plague Knight fight. Nicely done. That first jump by Plague Knight is consistent, but everything after that is random. There are patterns that Smaugy knows. Very nicely done, man. That's a very good kill. These patterns, these runners know what patterns that Plague Knight can get, but they don't, or can give, but they don't know what they're going to get, and they have to adapt on the fly to all these. They also want to make sure they have 5,500 gold before this fight, and that's why you saw Muncha break that checkpoint there. Let's see how he handles Plague Knight here. Getting in as many slashes as he can during that first jump that he knows where Plague Knight will go. Plague Knight, I think, is giving him a little bit of poor luck, but it looks like he's still able to kill him quickly. All right, both runners are going at it really well here. Nobody's making too many mistakes. Smaugy, what did you just pick up there at the store?
I just picked up the Charge Slash, which makes you can, if you hold down attack and then release it after a second, you do double damage in a big, wide arc swing with the shovel. And the other item that I bought is the Conjurer's Coat. You get 50 more magic, which is almost double magic, but you also take a lot more damage. So having this item is both good and bad because you can die very easily and fast.
Yeah, it's the magic armor is it's a very interesting thing. You actually take 0.5 extra flat damage on every single attack. So any normal attack that will do a half of a heart to you is going to now do a full heart. So you're getting double damage from that, and you get just 0.5 flat on everything. However, they are going to want to be using a lot of magic later in the run for a lot of very quick movement, especially once they get to the flying machine. The main thing to say about this stage is just that all of these little tentacle monsters can only be hit in the face. If you actually hit them on the tentacle itself, then you'll actually just bounce off, or you'll take damage if you're not pogoing. And so you have to make sure you hit them in the face, which is where the Chaos Orb can be very useful. We've got a little kind of mini auto-scroller for Smaugy here. Then he's going to fight this mini-boss. I think we got time for a quick donation while Munch is making his way to the same place.
All right, we got $15 from Kupo127. Hooray for AGDQ! Good luck to all the runners, and I love the Shovel Knight cap that Munch is wearing. Always look forward to the event, and as soon as this is over, I'll be counting the days to SGDQ.
Thank you very much. Very quick kill there from Smaugy. Little charge slash into a bunch of uses of the Dust Knuckles is the way to go for that boss. Deciding to pick up health here, he's holding right while up on that ladder in order to damage boost to the left, to then go follow that little manta ray. I'm not actually sure what it is. I think it's a manta ray. Follow him over and go ahead and skip another ladder, because like we said, ladders are slow. Munch getting a little unlucky with the fish here. Yeah, those fish will keep spawning and are effectively random, so it's a little unfortunate luck that he got there. But he's onwards and upwards, and Smaugy now is actually going for a little skip here called the anchor skip. Thank you. I couldn't think right, and he nailed it, so very nicely done. So much going on, guys, so much. Now we got just a nice little flying section where Smaugy can go ahead and pick up some gold. Still a few relics we're going to be getting throughout the run. We have all of the armor upgrades and shovel upgrades that we're going to be getting, though, the only ones. Now, Treasure Knight is not necessarily the hardest boss, but he's certainly one of the most dangerous. His body will only do 1.5 damage with the magic armor, but the anchor does too, and that's actually, I think, what spelled Smaugy's demise there. So, gonna have to redo that fight, giving Munch a little bit of a chance to catch up, though.
I died too.
Oh, Munch died. I'm sorry, I missed that, actually.
No, I got stuck on one of the anchors and it didn't let me jump off of it.
Yeah, anchors are tricky in this run. They're very slow to drop and rise, so.
Here's a perfect example. Treasure Knight went up into the ceiling, and if you kill him at the top of the ceiling, he has to float back down very slowly, and that doesn't trigger the end of the level until he's down on the ground. So we don't want to kill him at the top of the room.
Yeah. Well, now that both runners have had a death, we can quickly talk about what happens in this game when you die. You actually lose a significant amount of gold when you take a death in this game. However, as you saw on Munch's screen, the gold floats there for you to pick up if you manage to be able to get back to it. If you don't and you die again, then that gold is gone forever. And as we said, gold is very tight early on in this run, so it's very good that I believe both runners were able to get all the gold back.
At least we both died.
Yeah.
Muncha taking his try at Treasure Knight. Has to be careful now. An anchor hit will probably kill him, but nicely done. So it looks like the mini-boss Reese is being very nice to Smaugy and staying completely out of the way. Stayed out of the way earlier, rather. And same with Muncha. So we don't have to worry about any more mini-bosses. And we're on to maybe the best music in the game. Maybe, according to a lot of people. We've got the flying machine here. This is where we're going to be getting probably the most obviously powerful relic for movement, which is the propeller dagger. This is, however, a very difficult stage, especially later on. Some of the skips are very precise. And there are also these green enemies that you saw right there that we like to call Jawas. that actually can really mess things up because they'll blow you in the opposite direction. In the meantime, we got a little bit of time for donations, I think, while we're heading to the propeller dagger.
All right, we've got $10 from Kaniet. Greetings from Germany. Hey, Smaugy, I don't see your Shovel Knight plushie. Did you leave it at home? At least Muncha seems to be appropriately dressed for the event.
Nice.
Yes, kill the knights. We've got $15 from Kuma Grizzly and Love Bun. Greetings from Anchorage, Alaska. Shovel Knight has some of the best game music. Sharpen thy shovel, racers. Save Shield Knight for chivalry.
All right, Smaugy just did a very nice little skip there off the mini-boss. Now, it looks like he kind of made a mistake, but really he needed to actually screen transition twice there in order to get down into the hidden area with the propeller dagger. You can actually buy all of these relics in the shop at the town later if you weren't if both of our runners weren't grabbing them in the stages. However, they, I believe, are a little more expensive if you get them outside. And on top of that, we don't want to have to go back to the town. There's no reason to go over there. Smaugy getting a very scary-looking skip there involving propeller dagger and damage boost. When we see Muncha get to that screen, he actually does it a slightly different way. So when you guys keep an eye out on the right side of the screen for when he reaches those electric jellyfish. Oh, Smaugy. Yeah, getting some bad luck from the Jawas there.
Jawas!
Yeah, the last Java was not very nice to me.
Jawas are jerks. Muncha also getting the same skip off the mini-boss. Very nicely done.
It looked like he did the exact same thing there, but this time I didn't take damage. Wow.
Video games.
Shane?
Shane!
Yeah, this is a little auto-scroller for Smaugy. Meanwhile, Muncha's going to be picking up the propeller dagger and making his way over. He does have some time to save if he manages to best the Jawas. This is generally a little bit of a rest moment. Take a quick drink or anything. Just waiting for this screen to scroll. Nicely done, Muncha.
Thank you.
All right, Muncha's coming up to the Jawas now, and it looks like he made it over, so we got some time caught up right there for Muncha. And now it looks like Smaugy's having a little bit of bad luck with the first rat, but I think the second one, was totally fine for him, so should be a pretty good screen overall still. Rats move actually quite randomly. Oh no, Smaugy getting unlucky having to drop down to the previous screen. Not too much of a time loss though, he's able to just make it right back up. Like I said, the last half of the stage is a lot of very precise movement, especially screens like this, where you are just navigating inside and out of spikes. It's not over yet though. He's got to do this one more time. Here's the real scary one in my opinion. Just moving, yeah. Very close though, very close. Smaugy will have to give that one more try. Munch is now making his way up.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, we got time for a quick one.
We have $5,000 from Brown Man.
Whoa. Wow!
It says, loving the Shovel Knight run so far. Thanks to everyone who donated from my name as one of the files. Here's to a fun event. Put this donation to Stryker singing the speedrun song.
Wow, thank you very much. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Unbelievable. All right, we got Smaugy taking his second attempt at this. Muncha was able to do it, and there we go. We do have the lead change, though. We're going to see how Muncha does against Propeller Knight. He actually is a very difficult boss. His helmet, his actual propellers will do a lot of damage, the most damage in the game. And he gets the quick kill, nails it. Smaugy's got his attempt now. Oh, Smaugy takes a hit early. It's going to be a little scary.
Yeah.
It's actually faster, I think the runners say. If you mess up the quick kill, you might as well die. It's a bit faster than trying to do a backup, so...
What actually happened was that I couldn't hear because I have an audio cue.
Yeah.
All right,
But it's okay. It's okay.
We'll be quiet this time. There we go.
That's better.
There we go. Both runners showing it off. Flying Machine is great. I think it's a lot of people's kind of favorite stage. I think it's one of the harder ones. So not surprising to see a couple deaths taken in there. Munch has now moved on to Clockwork Tower. This is actually going to be, this is a Tinker's Night stage, and this is going to be the last relic that we pick up in the run, is in this stage. It's going to be the gear. Talk a little bit more about it when we get to it. For now, just trying to do his best not to take any damage. We're all good on gold because the gear only costs, I think, around 3,000 gold or 3,500. So both runners are good. They shouldn't have to worry about gold anymore unless somebody takes a death before the gear. Munch is now getting it, so he is done worrying about gold. Now all he has to worry about is his magic and, of course, the ever-perpetual don't die.
You can die anywhere.
You could die anywhere. So the one hard thing about this stage, it's not too bad overall, but the main thing about it is that there are these little missiles flying around, as you're seeing on Smaugy's screen, and the missiles are actually completely random. They'll obviously move from one side of the screen to the other, but they spawn and move kind of randomly in terms of their vertical movement, so they can kind of get in the way. You'll see Muncha using the gear for one of its best uses here, which is skipping a gigantic auto-scroller by just going ahead and riding on top of the spikes. Very cool. That's the kind of thing that always makes me love speedrunning even more, when we see skips like that. Smaugy's making his way through the stage. Nothing too bad so far. He's got the gear for himself, so both runners are done worrying about gold. Muncha heading into one of 3 auto-scrollers in the game. That isn't skipped anyways. Vertical one, this is where the missiles can probably be the most deadly. He already had the one hit from one of them, so he'll probably be having to take some health later. Smaugy is racing through this stage, doing his best to catch up. Meanwhile, I think we could take about 1 or 2 donations.
All right, we have $50 from Kaiser129. Thanks a lot to everyone for that great event. Shovel Knight is such a cool game, and it looks really smooth when run. But poor Shield Knight never gets caught. I hope I can catch mine.
Oh, Smaugy really reacted very well there. He got very unlucky and almost died.
Yeah, I couldn't climb the ladder because the sign daggers, as Jay Hobbs pointed out earlier, that they are random.
Yeah. Pro tip, gear will one-shot the first stage of Tinker Knight there. Even if we couldn't do any skips with it, I'm pretty sure just based on the one-shot alone, we would still pick up the gear relic. It's one of the big time savers for any percent. Now, Muncha's on to the most technical boss in the game, according to Smaugy. He's going to be using 2 different relics in this fight, the Dust Knuckles and the gear, and also going to be pogoing on his head, as well as doing a charge slash, and he nails the quick kill perfectly. Smaugy is now going to take his crack at it. We'll see how well he can do. This has been a very close race so far. I'm loving it, every single minute of it. Again, using the Dust Knuckles a bit here. Swinging to be able to get into a pogo to stay on top of him. Pogoing a few times back into some Dust Knuckles. And he gets them too. Probably about the last moment, too. That was a great quick kill. Munch is moving into another very difficult stage. It never lets up at the end here. This is Stranded Ship, or Polar Knight stage. One of the main reasons this stage is difficult is just that there are very few health pickups anywhere, at least not easy to get ones. And you also have to skip several checkpoints because they're just too far out of the way, as you saw there for Muncha. Over on the left, Smog is doing a nice little skip there to avoid having to go across a few different platforms. And they're also going to be looking at every single bit of magic that they're using here and trying to be super careful with each one, optimizing as much movement as they can. Whenever they kill some of these Viking enemies, they do have a chance of dropping either a small mana drop, which is about 5 mana, or a large one, which is 30. And if they get lucky, they'll get some large mana drops.
And I actually got one.
Nice. Always good to get that. Can go ahead and now work on the fly to create some new movement strats for himself. Muncha using one of the very many damage boosts used in this stage. He's now going to be making his way through, punching through enemies whenever possible. And here comes the, I think, first real use of the rainbow fountain. I'm not really sure what you call it, but it will be used a couple more times. And it's actually, you hit it and it'll move, and if you pogo off of it, it'll move down very sharply. So the runners have to have very big mastery over their movement, so as not to accidentally knock it down too far. Munch will pull off a nice little ladder skip there. He's going to try to get rid of that enemy as quickly as possible. In any game, if you have Hammer Brothers, they're always jerks, so always pretty good to see Munch getting through there with ease. And now on his way to the boss. Smaugy pulling his way through the damage boost as well. Munch is on 2 hearts here, so he has to be careful about not taking damage whenever he can. Again, if you're damaging an enemy, you can't be hit by them. Down to 1 health, Munch has got to play it very safe here, and he manages to kill him. Smaugy opted to use a gear here instead of using the propeller dagger, getting him over there a little bit safer, and we actually believe, I think, a bit faster. He's now moving into the same boss. See how he handles it. One of the kind of more casual strats of this boss is when he unearths the spikes on the ground is to take damage from the enemy first. Doesn't even need it. Nails him, catches up a little bit of time in that fight. All right, we've got another dream sequence here, probably the easiest one to die in, so I think we got a bit of time for donations.
Wonderful. I've got $250 from player A plus B that just says, for chivalry.
For chivalry.
We've got $75 from $75 from Grumpy Kale. Love the runs in Shovel Knight. Let's bury cancer. I'm telling you, the puns are abundant over here.
I dig that.
All right, here we go. On to Tower of Fate. We've got a few different Tower of Fate stages, 1 and 2, as well as the follow-up stages after to go. But we are right near the end, and it really doesn't let up from here on out. These rats are random in terms of how they'll move, as we mentioned earlier, so Muncha has to be very careful to adapt appropriately. The Propeller Dagger is very useful here, though, as well as the Dust Knuckles to get through mini-bosses. Punching through sand blocks is also really useful because they can drop mana, and they actually drop it, I would say, fairly often, so that's why you tend to see these runners punching through a lot of sand blocks whenever they can. Muncha is now in a bit of an auto-scroller section where he really the only concern is not getting crushed. So as long as he's using his Propeller Dagger quickly, he can actually save some time over low percent and have it be a lot safer for him too. These chompers are jerks. Just gonna reiterate that whenever possible. You get a useful one there though to make a nice little skip, and punch through one there with the Dust Knuckles as well. Smaugy's not far behind at all here. This is actually going to be down to the wire, I think. Couldn't ask for a closer race. Muncha's now making his way into another one of the dark sections of the game. Or one of the silhouette sections, I guess, is the proper term. Now, for the runners, they know where the pits are. In the game, they actually tell you by showing you where the rain is falling. However, for the runners, it shouldn't be too bad, but it's still pretty easy to die anywhere, so they do have to be careful. This Jawa can be a problem for them as well. Worked out fine for Muncha, and he is on to the second Black Knight fight for these runners, which is actually Black Knight 3 in the game, if you count the world map one. Now, this Black Knight actually has the exact same stun lock, but it's now way more precise. There are a lot fewer frames for him to keep stunning him with. And unfortunately, Muncha only got a few there, so he's going to have to go ahead and do a backup that's going to be a little bit slower. Meanwhile, Smaugy is racing to the same fight. We'll see if he can get the stun lock. We may have a very close race here. Oh, Muncha taking an unfortunate death. Again, the stun lock makes this, is really the core strategy for this fight. Once you drop it, it's quite difficult to catch up, or to recover, rather. Oh, okay.
Nice.
I still love you. Got ourselves a race.
I couldn't even say anything during that. I just had to hold my breath. But yeah, we have a very close race here. And I think we're going to be getting close to finding out whether we're going to be saving or leaving the Knights, because we're heading into Tower of Fate 2, where we'll be ending this stage with a nice little boss rush. A lot of this stage is underwater, which we didn't talk about it before, but it just makes you float a lot slower and jump a lot higher, which can actually make a lot of the spikes on the ceiling deceptively difficult to maneuver around. Smaugy's doing well so far. Using charge slashes to get rid of enemies when they're going to be a little bit too problematic. Muncha really just a whisper behind him. Dust Knuckles make this room quite easy, but Smaugy did get a bit unlucky with the slime there, so looks like Muncha might have caught up a tiny bit of time, but he bounced off the slime as well. You can actually hit this fountain from behind and above, but we're not even going to use it. We're just going to go right on over. So Smaugy is actually moving off screen with the propeller dagger. A little bit sketchy with the Jawas there, but able to make it safely. Munch is now right behind him. This is the closest race we could have hoped for here. We got a nice little auto-scroller here. I think this is where we're going to cut it off for saving or killing the Knights. Am I correct? All right, cool. So if we can get an update on that momentarily, probably right about at the boss rush, we can go ahead and cut it off now. Meanwhile, I mean, we got a time for some donations.
All right, wonderful. I'm just waiting for that to refresh, and then I'll let you know which one we were at with the choosing the Knight's Fate. But we do have $30 from Anonymous. It says, "Give me the quick kills, boys. I need it." We got $50 from Natters. "Shovel Knight was the game that renewed my interest in retro and retro-styled games, as well as got me into chiptune. Good luck. I'm enjoying your run." All right, and it looks like, by a landslide, Save the Knights won with $2,623.17. We'll be saving the Knights.
Thank you all for your generosity. But also, we're not going to thank you for making them waste frames.
Nope.
All right, both runners are on the top of the screen at the same time. These little plates here actually can give you health, but they're random, and both these runners didn't take any damage, so excellent job by them. Entering the boss rush now. The only real thing about this boss rush that isn't random is that Polar Knight will show up in the first 3 stages. Other than that, or within the first 3 fights, rather. Other than that, the order is completely random, so we're really not going to know who's winning until the end of this boss rush. So both runners want to get Tinker Knight last. That would be the best luck for them. Other than that, it's not really too much of a worry. Each runner 1 Knight down. Both got Polar Knight second, actually. Smaugy taking care of him pretty quickly. Munch is now moving in with the Chaos Orbs and trying to make quick work of him as well. Looks like he is able to. Plague Knight is one that you don't want to start with, so both runners got pretty lucky on that. Smaugy's on him now. Muncha getting Tinker Knight next, which is not the optimal luck, but isn't necessarily worse than Smaugy. We'll have to wait till the end to find out. Going to be doing that precise kill on Tinker Knight one more time. King Knight for Smaugy on the left is going pretty well, it looks like. Now we've got a lot more relics, a lot more damage. Can go ahead and kill him even faster. Muncha doing a nice job. The whole reason we want Tinker Knight last is that you have to Propeller Dagger back to the middle, which costs you some mana. Muncha now on to King Knight, Smaugy on a Spectre. Tinker Knight is the one that I believe takes the longest due to the 2 phases, so it still can't tell even with 4 left and only 3 left for 4 left for Muncha, 3 left for Smaugy. We still can't tell really who's in the lead. Both runners have been doing very well on all of these bosses, though. Muncha getting a fantastic quick kill there, and same with Smaugy on Treasure Knight on the left. Let's see if we're going to get Tinker last or next for Smaugy, and it's going to be last for him, so Smaugy's going to get a little bit of saved time from that. Dealing with Mole Knight now, while Muncha is taking care of Plague Knight. For those of you who don't know, Plague Knight was released as a DLC for this game completely for free, has his own campaign. Spectre Knight's coming out next, and they're both fantastic. Absolutely fun game. Smaugy moving into Tinker Knight. We got 2 more for Muncha. Let's see how fast both these runners can complete this final boss rush. Munch is now on to Mole Knight. This is going to be very close, folks. Smaugy had a bit of trouble with Tinker Knight. And Smaugy's done, so Smaugy is currently taking the lead, and he's going to be saving the Knights first. But Munch is right behind him.
All right, save them. Oh,
Yeah,
Save
them. Save them. Every
No,
hero's
don't
got to be a
talk to
good guy.
takes forever.
Oh, man. We've got like a 3-second difference here, folks. Moving into Enchantress 1. Enchantress is probably one of the other most difficult bosses in the run. Not only does she have a very precise strat involving both Chaos Orbs and the gear and lots of charge slashes and regular slashes and reflections and all of that, but she also has a problem where sometimes she'll dive down a bit earlier than the runners really want. We saw a bit of that in the practice room, so we'll see if that happens to either of our runners. There is a backup quick kill if that does happen, but we'll have to see if the runners can adapt quickly enough.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, moving right as quickly as they can. These jumps for these platforms are pretty specific, but the runners have done it a million times. I'm sure they're not worried. I'm worried, but I'm sure they're not. Both on to the gear now and moving into Enchantress 1. Smaugy just a few seconds ahead of Muncha. This is not the final fight, but this is a good indicator. Smaugy gets the quick kill. And so does Muncha. This is going to be very close.
Spoiler alert, it was Shield Knight the whole time.
Coming down to Final Enchantress, man, this I'm excited. That's all I could say.
Let's go.
Smaugy and Muncha both grabbing Shield Knight. It's at the highest possible moment.
It's all gonna come down to Shield Knight RNG.
Yeah, there is a bit of RNG in this fight on whether Shield Knight will jump up right away or not. Muncha opting to kill the orbs, Smaugy deciding to dodge them.
Oh, God.
Oh, Muncha had a little bit of difficulty, but Smaugy didn't quite get the dust knuckle.
Well,
Oh, both runners having similar situations going on right now. And Smaugy's time is almost up. Now! And we got Muncha following up very closely with time. Wow.
Good job.
Thank
Good job. We got both bad Shield Knight RNG.
this chick.
Gentlemen, your times were 46:10 for Smaugy and 46:16 for Muncha. A 6-second difference.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're getting a standing ovation. I hope you turn around for a moment.
Wow.
Are you not entertained? Thank you, everyone.
Jesus.
Give me a hug. Get up here and give me a hug.
Yeah, but the cord.
Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
If we can get, if we can see the credits, I think it's cool to point out.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Smaugy, you do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Hold on. I'm already there. Hold on. Let me just speed this up.
What? No,
Yacht
that was
Club
good.
games
That was good.
are,
Some weird stuff happened. Yeah.
Only one more thing. Only one more thing if we're still on camera. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward.
Yacht Club games, super cool developers. They are really big on the speedrunning scene.
So up here, myself and some other speedrunners are in the special thanks. There's Taiwan, there's me, there's Engage, and then a little further down, Smaugy!
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time, staff. We will get out of the way now.
I do want
Thank
to
you very
know what Smaugy wants his $1,000 to go to.
What?
What do you
Oh,
want your
that
$1,000 to go to? Because you won the race, so you get to decide where the $1,000.
What incentive?
What incentive?
What incentive?
Yeah.
Kill the
Or-
animals.
Someone donated $1,000.
say to kill the animals?
Whatever
For
you want.
whatever you want. What incentive?
Kill the animals.
All right, kill the animals it is.
Yes.
All right, let's give it up one more time for Smaugy and Munchakoopas. Woo! That was an amazing race. Coming up next, we have another